Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another session of one of my podcasts. And sometimes you actually work with the best and you don't realize that you have the best gems in the house. And today I want to introduce you to one of my very dearest friends, and I'm honored to call him my friend and also my business partner. And our paths cross every day. And I thought, hang on a second, I haven't done a podcast with you yet. And as my honor, he accepted, and I would like to introduce you to Pascal Mboa, my dearest friend, my business partner, and somebody I respect very, very much. Welcome.
Oh man, such an honor to me to be here with you, to enjoy actually this moment with you. Thank you so much for having me, but also for being an awesome guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Host, somebody
Host.
else.
Well, you are a
now
guest.
your house became my house. I'm like host, guest. Thank you so much.
It's our honor, really is. Now, we got introduced through a mutual friend, my cousin, and very quickly I felt there was a bond. Very quickly, like within half an hour of meeting each other, and to me, it's got stronger and stronger. So, and not many. I'm an introvert, and I don't say that to many people. So,
Thank you.
it's every time I meet you, it's a pleasure having a chat. I always learn something. But what I like to do is the audience who don't know you, I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience, please. A little bit of background. Where are you from? Mboa. And then you end up in Belgium, I believe, correct?
In Ukraine.
Ukraine, beg your
Yeah,
pardon. In
yeah,
Ukraine, that's
yeah.
right. How did you end up there? How long were you there? Then how did you come to Dubai? I know you have a really amazing, you're very competitive. You were a professional sportsman. So please share it with us.
I'm gonna go everywhere now with my energy.
Go.
I love to share my story.
Go.
So, I'm beginning. I'm from Cameroon, right? From Cameroon. Cameroon is just a country in the center part of Africa, and I left my country when I was around 21 year or 22. It was just my dream, right? It was my dream, and before me, I guess that only one person in my family, in my mom's family, had left the country, right, to go live abroad, and that was my grandpa. And he didn't stay there. He was kind of coming back, right? So for me, I look around me and I was like, man, I want something different, right? I want to be a pioneer of something in my family first. So around age 22, when I got my bachelor, I was doing a French bachelor. Once I closed that, I was like, okay, I need to go. I supposed to go to France, actually.
So you speak fluent French?
I do speak, it's my first language.
Wow.
That's the first language. So I was meant to go to France to do my master degree. And then I had this friend who came, is like, hey, I live in Ukraine and it's a great country, And you know what? You do play football, so they have opportunity there. And I'm like, okay, if I go to France, then I will only have to study. If I go to Ukraine, I can study and I can play. And football was my go-to, my passion, right? So I didn't tell to anyone. Like my mom didn't know, my dad didn't know. I saved my own money. And then I came 1 week before my trip and I say, hey mom, because I wasn't living in the same town with my mom at that time. So I say, hey mom, you know what? I'm leaving Cameroon. And she was like, what? What do you mean you're leaving Cameroon? I'm like, I'm going to Ukraine. But this is my passport, this is my visa. I'll see you next time. And my mom was so shocked. But she understood that from the beginning, like early age, I was this type of person who takes decision on his own, right? So I went to Ukraine. Unfortunately, it wasn't the dream that my friend sold me, right? So I reached there, the football wasn't the thing, and the school itself wasn't the thing, right? So I ended up going to school, doing master that I didn't want because the first year I had to study in Russian. Like, I had to study in Russian.
Do you speak Russian now?
I do speak Russian.
Yeah, I didn't know. Wow. You speak Ukrainian?
Oh, no, I don't speak Ukrainian because over there you have the choice to take Russian or Ukrainian. So Ukrainian is a little bit small compared to Russian. So I ended up spending some three and a half years over there. And then the same dream came back to me after 3 years, a friend telling me that, hey, you know what, why are you struggling here? Because I was really struggling in Ukraine. I had no finances on my own, and black people are not allowed to work over there, right? So all we do,
Seriously?
yeah,
Because,
yeah, yeah.
just because of your color?
At that time, yeah. At that time, you're black people, you're a black person, you don't really have work. Like we don't work. We pay for tuition fees, we go to school, but we have no job. So the little job that you can get is like construction things, and they don't really pay you.
Did
right?
you get paid playing football?
Oh yeah, I did, but for a very very short time, because once I got my gold opportunity in Ukraine, and I had an agent who wanted to get some money out of me. And that time I didn't have any call me, right? So I called back home trying to get some money from my family members, and they're like, oh no, I don't have money. Then the opportunity of Dubai came. Another friend says, you know what, we do play football in Dubai, you should come. I'm like, man, right now I have no money, right? I have no money. How do you want me to come to Dubai and try again something that I've done here that didn't work? So that was the period, and the period was I was trying to figure out if I have to go back to Cameroon, because I didn't have money with me now, and I couldn't work to sustain myself. Now, mind you, the only job that you can do in Ukraine as a black person is construction job, this little job, and those are the only thing that can just help you to get bread. Okay, it's not something that you can save and become rich. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing pretty much better in my country, right? I'm a certified, I have degree, so if I go back home I can make it happen instead of
Making ends meet.
that's it. So then I have this wonderful friend, a lady, Nina. She came to my room and she knocked, and then she said, I'm gonna give you $1,000. You go to Dubai. It is, listen, it was her money for university. And I just become emotional when I think of it, but that is the truth. So she came and then she said,
She was Ukrainian?
No, she's from Cameroon.
Oh, wow.
She's from Cameroon. So she came, she said, I'm going to give you $1,000. And I supposed to pay my university fees next 3 months. So please just make sure that you get it back to me within 3 months. Okay, I trust you. I know that you're bleeding and go, and just make it happen. So I took the 1,000, right? I took the tags on the thank God. I thanked Nina, and I went up, and I came to Dubai. I used all the money, right? All the money that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, this is mine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Continue. Thank you, Arthur.
So I used $1,000 to prepare for the trip. So I landed in Dubai around midnight, right? So this friend who was supposed to come and pick me from the airport didn't show up. He told me at the last time that, last minute he told me, I'm sorry, but I left Dubai already. I'm like, what do you mean you left Dubai? He said, yeah,
Never told you.
I will send someone else to pick you, right? I was like, okay, cool. But the thing that was difficult for me is that because Nina gave me $1,000, right? $1,000, and I used all the money for ticket, for visa. I arrived here in Dubai, I had $50 in my pocket, right? I arrived in Dubai, I have $50 in my pocket, and the guy who came and picked me, so he brought me to his place, who was at the time they call it share.
Was he from
place.
Cameroon?
No, the guy was from Ghana. I think he was from Ghana, an African guy. So we stood up in front of the door, and then the guy is telling me, "Oh, you have to pay for the bed, for the space for you to." I'm like, okay, how much does that cost? And at the time, I think it was like, he told me it was like 400 something or 560, and I only had $15. So I'm like, bro, you know what? Don't worry about that. It's 1 o'clock because he picked me at midnight. It's 1 o'clock. Get the money, get the $15 for now, and in the morning I'm going to think what I can do to get you the rest of the money. The guy's like, nope. I've done it before. I'm not gonna do it again. So you have to pay full money before you get in. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm telling you, seriously, we have spent 4 hours out in front of the gate just arguing over whatever was the rest of the money.
Yeah, $70 or something.
That's it. That's it. And I told him one thing. I told him when finally agreed to let me in, because anyway he was going to prepare himself and go to work. Now he started to worry about the fact that, well, what if now I leave and then this guy find another person or go to another room, you know? So he was like, okay, anyway, I'm going to work. It was 6 o'clock. From midnight, 6 o'clock, I was in front of the gate arguing for $70. So he said, okay, anyway, I'm going to work, and just make sure that when I come back, you got money. You get my money, okay? I'm like, okay, no problem. And before he left, I told him that, listen, I'm not only gonna pay your money, but I will make sure that I pay you 3 months in advance anytime. And whenever you have problem in your room, I'll be the one fixing the problem for you. He said, whatever. And that happened.
Wow.
Crazy story, right?
How long ago was this?
I stay over there. How long
How long ago did you arrive in Dubai?
I arrived in Dubai in 2017, something like that.
So only 3 years ago.
No. Now I'm in Dubai 6 years now.
Oh, so you've been 2013.
Yeah, I think 2013, so around right there.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
Were you playing football in Cameroon?
Yeah, in Dynamo.
Were you playing for a club?
Yeah, I did.
And also you're going to university.
Yeah.
Was there a certain amount of discipline involved in playing professional football in Cameroon? And then was it any different playing professional football in Ukraine?
Yeah, there was definitely a difference. But now that you're taking me back to that, there's a painful story over there where I think that I've been struggling for a couple of years, not trusting my dad anymore. Because I remember I was very talented. Seriously. I was very talented playing football, and till today, when some of my friends, they can't believe that I'm not playing football anymore. So what happened is...
You're 32, 3?
33. I'm going to get 33 on 17th of May. So what happened is that when football took over my life, right? So I was training more than I was going to school. I was training more than I was studying. And my mom just got pissed at that. She was like, you know what? I don't understand this football thing. Go to school, get degree, and then work. That's all. That's all you have to do. So I was like, no, I want to play football. She said, one day she got my boot, every single thing for football. She kept them away. She said, I don't want you to take this anymore. You have to go to school. You have to finish college. So my dad came to me, and my dad is so cool, right? He's a very cool man. He's a confident man. He can sell everything. So he came to me, looked at me, and then he said, son, would you like to play football? I like, yeah. He's like, how bad do you want to play football? I like, bad. He looked at me in the eyes, and then he said, I'm going to help you to play football if you finish college and then you go to university. I promise you, I'm going to help you. I trusted my dad like 120%. I like, okay. From that moment, I never failed at school, because I was so patient to wait that my dad's gonna help me to play football, right? And it didn't help. He didn't even remember that conversation. And yeah, of course, on the way I was also passionate about school. Going to school for me was good, because I identified myself early. As some of the people were living around my house, right? They were very successful, not really successful, but they were going to university, and then they dress well, and you're like, yeah, as a young boy, I'm like, I want that for my life. So when I reached that level, also I kind of forgot that I wanted to play football, right? So I started to prioritize going to school, until the event of Ukraine came with the football thing again. I'm like, yeah, I had a dream like that.
Yeah, planted a seed again. So you didn't get paid anything in playing in Cameroon.
I did, but just for a while. Not like I didn't do like 3 years on a row, right? I remember that I did one season full when I got paid, and then yeah, that was it. That was it, because that actually was the time that I started to play where people can pay for what for my profession. You know.
said you had an agent. Do you have an agent when you flew to Ukraine, or you got an agent when you were in?
No, I got an agent when I got to Ukraine.
Okay, so you arrive in Ukraine, and I've been there a number of times. There's not that many colored people there. So do you feel prejudice?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. But not from the people living over there, right? Because the people living over there, they are so cool. They are kind. They are lovely people, right? But the system is not meant to help the people people who are from Africa. And I never understood that, because I said if I was a politician, I will make it right, because say university in Ukraine is a big revenue, right? And guess what? Who are the people who are like bringing 80% of that revenue? Black people. Okay. Because we all go to do, most of them that go to do to study medicine, and that costs a lot of money, but we have nothing back. So the people are cool, they are kind, they are lovely. They don't. I never been like treated like as a black person, you know, whatever we see in America. Never. But the system itself is not just fair.
Okay. Your savings, did that pay for the university in Ukraine?
Yeah, I did. So my savings before leaving Cameroon, I entrusted a friend before traveling. So I say, okay, this is my bank account, this is the thing that you have to do, and I will rely on you every single month, every single year. If I need some money, you just send it to me, right? So when I flew, I had that my friend sending me money time to time from my account, and when the account was empty, I relied on my grandpa, who was kind of the only person rich in my family. And until I got this beautiful letter when my grandpa told me, hey, listen, you decided to go to Ukraine to travel on your own. It is time for you to act like a man. I can't anymore support you. I can't anymore pay for your school. I can't anymore send you money for food. And that was so cool.
Wake up call. So did the friend, was he honorable? Did he take any money out of your account? Or
no,
he sent everything to you honorably?
Good, very good friend.
Oh, good.
Very good
So you didn't run away with the money?
No,
right?
we did.
You just run out of money?
Yeah, I just ran out of money because I didn't have enough. I was 22. So that's the money that I just, I accumulated from 19 to probably 19 years to 22.
Did any time you think, what the hell am I doing here?
Yes,
how many
sir.
times does it cross your mind to keep going back?
Oh, every single night. I can't tell you. I've been crying, and I'm just saying literally crying, for real, crying so many nights that I woke up in the morning, I have big eyes because I've been crying the whole night. That like for almost 2 years, like no one from my family knew what I was. Like I didn't have any contact with people, not because I didn't want, but because I didn't have the money to put in the phone and call someone, right? The only person that I used to speak with was my mom, because I would just struggle, go to the construction things, and then I'll get some money. And I had the hope that whenever I die, my mom, I'm going to say, oh, mom, you know what? You have to do something. You have to do something to send me money. So I was just trying to squeeze whatever I could just collect, maybe after 3 months, right? It's not something that I'll call my mom per week. Oh, no, maybe after 3 months. And the internet was there, but my mom didn't have, the luxuries or thing of having Facebook or things like that.
Technology. And playing football paid, right?
Yeah.
So he helped you financially a little bit. Right?
Yeah, it did.
You found love.
I found a love, but that was after. That was after, actually. It was after. I found my wife, Svieta, when I came to Dubai, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Know. Okay.
Yeah, because one of the I had a principle, right? I had a principle once I got to Ukraine. I had a principle not to play with ladies. I didn't want to have any relationship.
Distractions.
Yeah, I didn't want to have any distraction, just like you put it. I didn't want. So I spent 3.5 years in Ukraine in the middle of hot, beautiful ladies, but I never date anyone.
Wow. And you go back to Dubai. Now we come to Dubai.
Yeah.
And how did you earn your first dough? How do you earn your first dollar?
So I came to Dubai, crazy story.
You wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, what have I done? This friend's pissed off, wherever. On my own, don't know anyone.
Now the big thing is that one part of me, honestly, I do believe in God, and without treating any person who doesn't, right, in respect of everyone, but I do believe in God. So there's something that I did when I was flying from Ukraine to Dubai. I wrote a letter, right? I wrote a letter to God, and that's might be funny for some people, but it was important for me. So I said, God, I'm going to Dubai, and I think the letter is still somewhere in my stuff, right? I said, God, I'm going to Dubai now, and I want to play football. I want to play football, but if the football doesn't work, you take care of me. Give me another job, but you take care of me, because this time I have to take take my life in charge, right? So I came to Dubai, and I have 1 month visa. So I spent the 1 month, and I found my very first job in a cafe the 30th day. So it was like 1 day before I supposed to exit the country, right? So I found that job, and this guy is like, hey, do you know how to make coffee? I think that he pretended that I knew how to make coffee because I was a black guy. Like, do you know how to make coffee? I'm like, yeah, why not? I know. And then he was like, okay, you know what? I'm looking for a head barista. You want to go and be my
straight to the head barista. Not
Yes,
even
sir. It's like, I want you to be my barista, and then come and just, are you okay with that? I'm like, yeah. And then, but I had to go back to Ukraine though, because that was 30 and then 31st, and then I'm out of I didn't want to get in trouble with the government here. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go back to Ukraine, prepare my visa. Whenever the visa is ready, you send it to me, and then I'll come back. So that's exactly what happened.
Who paid for the return flight?
No, it was paid. You remember that Nina gave me 1,000, so I paid it.
Yeah, but that was back to Ukraine. Who paid for you to come back to Dubai?
Oh, now I paid myself now.
Where'd you get the money?
Well, I was still struggling. I went back to the struggle, right? So I went back to the struggle. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back. I'm definitely gonna get back. This guy promised me to give me a work job, something that didn't happen before 1 month, right? So I started to be like, hey man, did you forget about me or what? So after 1 month, he sent my visa on, and then I was like, okay, good.
So it took a month after you went to Ukraine. It took another month before he sent you the job.
Yeah.
What about the guy who gave you the bed?
Oh, that guy. I don't know what about him, but
Did
no.
you stay there for a month?
Yeah, I did actually.
And you paid him?
I paid. I did pay.
So what work did you do to pay him? Did you borrow the money? Did you?
No, from I called my friend. I called my girlfriend, the one who was holding my cash before, but the cash was done now. So I was like, hey man,
Just send me some.
you have to help a brother here. I'm gonna pay you back for that, but help me now.
Have you paid everyone back?
I did. Not only with money, but with
Everything.
word, with love. And the good thing is that I'm still friends with all of them.
Amazing. And the lady who supported you, she made herself through university.
Yeah, she made it. She's home now. She got married 2 years ago. She's having 2 beautiful kids, and we're still friends.
Amazing. Change your life. So what pulled you through? What do you think? You have siblings, brothers and sisters?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. From my dad, I have like 3 siblings. All right, and from my mom, I have 1.
Okay.
Because my dad and my
from both?
Yeah.
No, just you.
Just me. I'm a unique person.
So your dad and mom were not married?
No. And then they split it when I was something like 3 years old.
I see. So he wasn't there to support you 24/7?
No. My dad didn't have that type of relationship with me.
Do you think that's affected your personality?
I think that definitely affected my personality, right? Because I remember there was a time my mom just got into a relationship with a man that I didn't really appreciate, who was the father of my brother, right? I love my brother. He's my everything. But his dad and myself, we didn't have that that
Was he
spark.
jealous? Was he jealous?
Him or me?
Was he jealous of you?
I don't know if I can put it that way, but I just know that we didn't get along together, right? It wasn't a good match.
Well, you were young.
Yeah,
Very
I
young.
was young. I was around 15, 17. But at that age, I was already fighting, right? I was already fighting for my right. So we didn't really have.
Is he still around?
I think he lives now. He probably lives in somewhere, but not in Cameroon.
Not with your mom anymore?
No, not with my mom. And he's blaming me for that.
No, I was the same with my stepdad.
Sorry?
He was jealous of me. My mum
Oh,
remarried.
you're okay.
And he was jealous of me. And he was a nightmare. I was only 13. And when it all ended after 8 years, he was an alcoholic. I got the blame for everything. Yeah, and you just take the burden and move on, don't you?
That's similar. That's
Yeah,
similar because till now he's still blaming me. He's like, he's not anymore with my mom because of
I
me.
had lots of unsaid things, and he went and died.
Oh,
So I wish I had my chance to go back and have a chat.
okay.
But he got out. He left UK and went to America, got Alzheimer's and died. But it was a cruel period.
Yeah.
Cruel period.
Yeah, it's a difficult period. Honestly, I think when you were talking about the fact that if that situation affected my personality, I think I have to out of that situation so many lessons. And one of the things that I'm holding tight on is I don't want another man to raise my kids. Right? I don't want another man to raise my kid. It's not like I think that other people are evil, but I believe that no one can take care of your kid just like you. Even if they have good heart, it's not possible.
No, it's not going to happen. Wow, beautifully put. So you came here. How did you find your wife?
How do I find my wife?
How is she happened to be Ukrainian? which
That is a crazy story. So I'm on the internet, right? I'm on the internet, on the web, and I'm on my Facebook page. So I see this lady posting changing Africa, right? Something like, I can't remember exactly the title, but it was like changing Africa or impacting Africa. And for me, it's like there are so many things that it's gonna take you just 1 second to piss me off. It's like whenever you try to underrate me, whenever you try to ignore me, whenever you try to talk down to me or to someone I love, then I'm mad, right? So I'm like, hey, I've been living in Ukraine for almost 4 years, and more than 4 years because I've been living there for 3.5 years. But since I've been going back and going back and going back, so I've been living like half of my time in Ukraine. And you're talking about changing Africa. Africa is a continent. It's not a country, right? It's a big, large continent. How can you, just small Ukraine's one person can change? So I texted back the lady. I was so mad. I'm like, hey, listen, I've been in your country, and you can't say you're going to change Africa, right? You can't say that.
Why did she want to change Africa anyway?
Sorry?
What was her point?
Oh, she was part of a missionary trip.
Okay.
All right. So my wife have been doing this lovely job for over 6 years, going to country, Kenya, Africa, India, Tanzania.
From the church?
Yeah, from the church,
Okay.
helping people
Wow.
to build themselves up. So that was one of our mission.
But she was based in Dubai.
No, she was in Ukraine. She was
Oh,
based in
really?
Ukraine.
Oh,
She was
okay.
just traveling.
Okay. Well, you were here in Dubai.
Yeah, I was here.
Wow.
So the story started from there. The story started from there. So I texted, and then she texted back. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I hurt your feeling. I'm not the one who choose the title. I'm just part of the mission, but I'm not the one who choose the title. And if I offended you, if the title offended you somehow, please forgive me." And I was like, wow.
That's not the response you expected.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a response I was expecting. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Okay, apologies accepted.
You just got talking.
And then, yeah.
How long were you courting before you decided to?
3 months. So 3 months we've been talking back and forth, and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to see you. I want to come back. And at that time she was in Kenya, so we couldn't meet. And then she told me, okay, I'm gonna go back probably in 3 months, and then to Ukraine, so we can meet and talk. I was like, okay. So we've been talking for 3 months, 6 months now, and I was like, now I want to marry you. So I went to Ukraine. When I went to Ukraine for the first 6 months, I proposed, right? I proposed. And then I came back to Dubai, and then the next 3 months we got married.
You met the family?
Yeah, I did. The first time I did, when the dad, first I went with dad.
They were cool,
and
they
then
were
I
happy.
asked them if I can, they were cool, happy. They're like, hey, our daughter never brought someone home, right? So, and we know how she's difficult with men. So if she's taking you home, we don't have to question you. Also, I played a guy who doesn't speak Russian. Okay, that is my secret.
Oh, so you could hear what they were saying, right?
And they can't ask me questions.
You've had no problems with them since? Everything's been wonderful.
No, everything
full
was,
support.
yeah,
Everything.
full support.
So you brought your wife here with no job, and you working as a head barista.
Oh yeah, that I did work for like a head barista for 1.5 years, and after that I was like, okay, you know what, it's good. Now that I know that, and I had it difficult. We didn't talk about that, but I had it difficult here because the football thing came back anyway, right? So I started to train with a team in Dubai, and
Which one?
that was Nice FA. So he's a very good guy who is having a team in Dubai and helping some black people to come together and play and train them so he can take them to team for trial.
Almost like scouting.
Kind something like that, exactly. So I've been giving into that so much that at a point I couldn't keep up with my jobs, right? So when I was talking about the head barista thing, it's not like I didn't start head barista. So the guy picked me. He was like, okay, come and be a barista in my thing. And one day when I came back, I learned how to make coffee in 2 days.
Sure.
Okay, I've never touched a coffee machine before. I never came close to a coffee machine before, but in 2 days I've learned because I want that job, right? I wanted the job, so I learned. And after 2 months, the guy said, the general manager came in and said, hey, you're good. We want you to be the head barista. We want you to train, because they had at the time something like 3 or 4 branches, and they're like, we want you to go everywhere and train people. Okay? I was like, okay, good. And after 3 months, they wanted to promote me to be assistant manager, right? And that's the time where the football thing came back, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready. I don't want that. I want to play football. And I started to do kind of, would you allow me to leave work maybe 3 hours early because I have some training? And because I was so good at what I was doing, and she was like, okay, you can go. We can allow you to do that. And after a couple of months, I was like, okay, do you know what? I'm not going to work this for full months. She was like, okay, but we're not going to pay you. I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. So I didn't get paid because that was the month of trial. I was ready to go to trial. And the trial wasn't even that. Like, honestly, it wasn't that kind of trial you and I would expect when we talk about football, right? So people, they don't explain things just exactly as they are. So at that period of moment, I've just lost that position of assistant manager, and there's nothing in football. So I was like, God, what am I doing? So I took 1 month to go back home.
Home being Cameroon.
Yeah, that was my very first trip after almost 5-6 years out. I went back home because I needed to see my family. I needed my mom. I needed to see people that I love. And I went back, I got some love, and then I came back. When I came back, I was like, okay, guys, you know what? I need that assistant manager thing. And then they're like, no, too late. We can't give it to you. Fortunately, God bless. I had someone else, another entrepreneur who saw me before. We had a conversation 6 months ago, because he was having a business at the beach, a beach club, right? So one day during my break time as a barista guy, I went down and then I looked at the business and I was like, well, these people, they can make some more money, right? There's a room for improvement. So I knew who was the owner of the thing. So he came to drink his coffee, to take his coffee like usual. So I like, hey, man, I'm not saying anything, right? I'm just sharing the idea with you. I've been down to your business. I think that this could work for you, right? And then the guy was like, okay, it's making sense. Well, I'm sorry we can't employ, we are not employing you now, but I'll consider what you say. Thank you. So the same guy, after 6 months now, when I came back and then these people are telling me that, oh no, we can't give you the position. The guy texted me, were like, hey, are you still interested to work with us? Because now we have a position for you.
Wow.
We want to make you the manager.
Same time.
Same time. Do you want to be a manager of the beach club? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. So I started to work with those wonderful people, and I did 2 contracts with them. Beautiful contracts. I've learned a lot, and it was a good journey.
Beach club still going, or now it's shut because of COVID?
Yeah, the beach still going. The beach still going. The beach still going.
When did you get into personal development?
Got into personal development long time ago, right? Long time ago, but I think that I didn't know that that is what I wanted to do. At a very young age, I got into it because I was so passionate about people, understanding how the brain of people work. And mind me, my dad is the one who put me into management school, business school, right? I wanted to be like a psychologist or something that's what I wanted to do, to understand the brain of people. So I started early to read some book. I wasn't reading a lot, but I was reading book was like close to the mind of people. But when I came to Dubai, there's one thing that I understood at the very beginning is that there's a difference, right? There's a difference in the town. I can see people who are working in a restaurant who are only black, and I can see white people who are working, who are choosing some different job. Why is that? And I started to analyze this, and I didn't like it, right? I didn't like it. I think that work's supposed to be something balanced, something mixed up. I don't care. It's like restaurant, black, white, yellow, everyone's supposed to be there. So if in one category I can only find some people over there, that means there's a problem somewhere. Either you guys, you're not so good to be find in different category, or maybe, I don't know.
You wanted to find out.
I wanted to find out. So I understood, and I had this one night a conversation with an elder, someone that I didn't know very well, but I just got introduced to him because he was doing something in the building when I was now living with my friend Michael. So he came and he was like, I'm having 2 master's degree, but I'm working in a cleaning something factory and my salary is like 1,800 dirham. And I got hurt, like
$450 a month.
Yeah, I was like, jeez, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So from that moment, I think that the click was there. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me be different. Let me stop to do whatever these people are doing, because we might talk about a system, that the system is not right, but I don't want to believe that the system is not right, right? I don't care about how the system has been set up. I want to set the system now. So I've seen the people on the other side, right? I've seen the people on the other side, and I've seen what they used to do every single day. It was completely different from what the people on this side are doing, right? So I say, okay, you know what? I might be from this side, but now I'm going to think just like that side. And I started to read, and you know what? When I decided to get into personal development, like fully committed, oh, you have no idea. I invested $20,000 in one program, in a well-known coach. Until today, I didn't get that money. I didn't get the training.
And the money's gone.
Yeah, the money's gone.
In US?
No, it was 20,000 dirham. But for me, it was...
A US coach or?
Yeah. US coach.
Tell me later.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And the money was gone. And I was
You chased them and they ignoring you?
Wow, yeah, Chaz his company. He himself, like on Instagram, like, hey man, I do understand that the people who are leading your company might be different than you. They might not have your same. But now Instagram is you, right? Could you just acknowledge me? Could you just say something? And nothing.
He doesn't wear glasses, does he?
No.
He's got black hair.
No.
He hasn't got black hair. Okay, that's
I'll tell you later. Don't worry.
I'm
Let us
dying
not. So, and I could have been stopped by that because that was big money for me, right?
Yeah.
At that time, it was big money for me. I didn't pick 20,000 on the floor. It was my dream going.
You worked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened to you a few times, right? So, looking back at your life, and you're still a very young man, and I'm old enough to be your dad.
Thank you.
Dad, son. Has God given you a gift? Do you feel?
Yeah, definitely.
What's that gift?
Gift the connection. To connect with people. To hear people. To hear them.
Because right now you are pretty much fully booked with clients. I watch you, I listen to you, and I see you zooming people all over the world. Yeah, so nothing but respect for you, man.
Thank you.
Tell me what you mean by connect, because it's not easy to connect by Zoom. It's not easy to connect distance online. How do you do it?
So
what's this gift, and how does it help your clientele?
I think that the gift, if I have to put it in one word, would be human. So every single day, the skill that I work hard on every single day is to be more human. What do I mean by being more human is I understand that people are not supposed to be who I am, right? We are all different. We have different struggles. And the only way that I can appear real to you as a human is if I'm able to understand what is going on in your brain. So I don't try to judge people, even though their beliefs might be different from my belief. But I always want to understand from which point they are moving from. The starting point, right? Because having a house with your dad and your mom makes you someone. Having a house without your mom and makes you someone else, right? So people are all different. So, I mean, being a human for me is, what is your story? What are you trying to tell me, right? Why are you the way that you are? And I put myself into your shoe and I say, okay, I feel that. Probably if I was starting just like you, I will act the same, which is what so many people that don't do, right? They don't want to know where you're coming from. They don't want to know what happened before in your life. And they're just like judgmental, right? They're like, this is right and this is the standard, you have to follow it. Yeah, I'm happy to follow the standard. But if I give you my past, would you have the parameters to follow the standard right now? Maybe I need 3 years, maybe I need 4 years to adjust myself, right? Before I can be able to follow the standard.
So what you find out, people like and trust you because you don't judge and you listen to them, you walk their path, okay? What kind of clients come to you with what problems and troubles?
Mostly people. I have like two type of client, right? So I do live performance coaching, right? So I have people who are having personal challenges that regards life, and then people who are having performance challenges that is toward work, right? But at the end of the time, I always tell to people that it doesn't matter. That's why I choose live performance coaching. Why? Because I think that if you just do performance coaching, there's something wrong with you. Something will be wrong with you, because we see today so many people who are successful at what they do. Like they are CEO, they are entrepreneur, they are owners, and they are killing at the game. But when you just, if they do invite you home, that's something you don't want to see. And you see people who are so good at home, having loving kids, but they can't provide, but they can't go forward. They have so many other problems at work, right? So what I do with people is that I work on both levels. So I want to make sure that you're the best employee, the best owner, the best CEO that you could be in your,
and then the best husband, the best father, the
and
best
make
mother.
sure that you go back, because remember, I have that wound, right? I have that wound of family wound. So I always want to make sure that people, it's not about just work, just being the boss, or just making work. Now, I want to make sure that you go back home and then you have a beautiful family waiting for you.
Wow, because we're capable of creating anything, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. One thing I notice is that there's not 1 ounce of negativity that comes out of your mouth. I've worked with people, and one of my downsides is when I see a superstar, I want them within my circle. And I see you, and over the last few months we've known each other, because I've been busy, I have not had a chance to spend as much time, quality time with you as, I think this is the first time this year you and I have spent quality time together without interruptions and 1,000 phone rings. Not once you pulled a face, not once you made me feel bad, not once you came to me and said, hang on, this is what you promised, you haven't done so. And that just makes me love you more.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the trick? What is that? Because anybody else will say, oh, then they start blaming. You didn't do this, Dariush, you didn't do that, and then that relationship goes sour. But I've never even had the feeling, and because of that, I feel even more bad that I'm not spending more time with you. Does that make? It's working. Whatever you're doing, it's working. But what's the difference?
Well, I think that one thing is, I do believe that right things come at the right time. When you put the right amount of effort, right things come at the right time, right? So if I work toward a goal, I am not in charge of the other person part of job, right? I have to make sure that my part is fully played well, right? And then I look at you. Now, the other thing is that I have to understand that we don't have the same sense of urgency in all areas of our lives, right? So every single person is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 projects, and all those 10 projects that don't have the same sense of urgency tag, right? Now, the thing that I do is that I don't want to be a selfish person, right? I don't want to be a selfish person. You have people that do have a family that they have to feed out of whatever they are doing in their life every single day. Now, so it is not fair for me to come and say, hey, you know what, we're supposed to do this thing and we're supposed to do it right now. No, it's not fair, right? It's not fair. Because I don't know exactly what you're doing right now to provide for you.
You're not thinking anything negative. You're thinking that he's doing the best he can.
That's it.
What happens is most people, I find, they think negative.
Okay.
They label, oh, he's lying, he's not telling the truth, he overcommitted, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Are you with me? What I noticed with you is whenever you talk about anyone, you never say anything negative about them. You always give them the, in good faith. You believe that they're good people.
I love to believe in people, right? Because people believe in me.
And you've been hurt. You've been lied to, you've been stolen from.
Yeah, but I won't let people define who I'm gonna be in life, right? I won't just become bitter because someone hurt me in the past. That's something I'm definitely not gonna do. So
have I been holding you back last few months?
No. You've been pushing me.
Really?
You've been pushing me. You have no idea.
I would hate to think that I've come to your life and I've slowed you down.
No. Actually, you're helping me to press on the gas now.
Haven't even started
because
yet.
Exactly, because one thing that you're good at is the part that I'm not good at, and I think that that is one of the reasons why we come together to help people to help them match this lifestyle part that I can play, and I will help them there. And you, that performance money side and revenue side, which I'm not good at, right? So when I say this last month you have been pushing me, that is exactly like you are like, what are your numbers, right? How much are you making now? How many clients are there?
Give me the numbers.
Give me the numbers, right?
Have you got the numbers?
I got a number for you.
Good. You got to WhatsApp it. What happened is, ladies and gentlemen, I asked Pascal to tell me Because I noticed that he loves people and he gives a lot of his time complimentary, and he shouldn't, because he should value himself far more than he does. And he's earning a certain amount of money, he's comfortable, but I think he can earn more. So I've been asking to give me the numbers so we can look at his conversion rates, how many freebies he does, how much he charges, and we're going to get him to earn a lot more money for the same, at least the same amount of effort that you're putting in now. So we've been over an hour, my friend.
Oh, really?
Should we do this? But we share the office, right? So I might as well do this more often.
We should.
What I would like to do, I want to commit this on air. I want you and I go through all our contacts.
Yeah.
And invite people to be interviewed by either me, by you, or both of us.
Okay.
And let's push these amazing messages out to the public.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I really, hand on heart, believe that we're doing this unconditionally. I really believe, I've seen you at work, and I don't need this for the money.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to spend hours a week doing this for the money. This is my legacy for my kids. You know, when I go, I want them to look at these podcasts and remember that his voice and his energy and his values. And let's do that, should we?
Yeah.
Let's accelerate this.
And,
I think the world needs us right now, especially now.
Yeah.
The people I know who are successful, they're actually making more money than ever did before.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the masses listen to the news and the negativity and the viruses and another virus and another virus, and it's doom and gloom, and it's like the world's ending, and it's not.
It's not.
It's a new chapter. So thank you. We have so much more to talk about, bro.
We will.
We're going to try to keep this just over an hour, and then we'll do another one next week or the week after.
Yeah.
If that's okay, yeah. And then we'll just do them regularly. We'll connect with let's go through all my contacts.
Yeah.
We'll connect with them and bring them in. Because one thing I've noticed is that there's a common factor with all the people, and the people I interview, they're all successful in life. Doesn't necessarily mean financially. They're optimists. Yeah. The world could be falling around them, but they're optimists. They see opportunity everywhere. And I think we should just spread that news more and more and go massively public with it. Yes. And if we attract any clients, fantastic. But if we make one person happy today by listening to this podcast, and they do around the world, that's just my ultimate goal. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. That's just fine.
Meanwhile, I've seen you do miracles. You're not one that speaks like for a session that you speak for an hour. You speak very clearly to the point and to the heart, from the heart. So I've got 500,000 viewers and listeners. If they want to connect with you, how can they do that today?
Oh, today they can easily do that on my Instagram page, Mboa /official. And
could you spell that, please? And we will put it as subtitle underneath as well.
Okay. MBOA official, just O double F.
Mboa official.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mboa official. Or they can go to my website, which is still the same name, www.mboapascal.com.
Amazing. My friend, absolute honor. My brother, absolute honor. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yahya. And we'll see you next week.
Do you allow me to use your phrase? Gladiator, I salute you.
Yeah, gladiators, I salute you. My friend, what does it call it? Strength and honor.
Yeah, strength and honor.
Thank you. Have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.